This morning we're here at the Geelong Business Network breakfast, and the theme of this morning's breakfast is game changer, and that's exactly what this announcement from Avalon and Air Asia is about the commencement of international flights this year. We're joined by Paul Robson, Director of Moore Stephens Geelong. Paul, thank you for joining us here. You spoke beautifully this morning. I was very interested to hear from you about where your areas of interest lie in this announcement.
Okay, so my background has been working for international accounting firms, both in Australia and in the US and UK, and I have seen the importance of international airports for cities outside of capital cities. And then secondly, within this region, there are a number of sophisticated and large businesses that are looking to increase their product offering or service offering outside of the region or outside of the country. So the ability to get on a plane and fly to Southeast Asia or the destinations that go from KL outbound is huge for businesses in this region.
Now, Paul, we think about the obvious things when it comes to export potential through Avalon and then into Southeast Asia. We talked quite a lot this morning about milk, and I'm sure you'll have a bit to tell us about the potential for dairy export into this part of the world. But particularly interested in what are those business sectors that perhaps haven't realised that there is a great opportunity for them to grow and expand their services and product offering into Southeast Asia?
So I feel there's a number of local producers here in Victoria and in the G21 region that have an opportunity to export dairy and fresh produce in small batches from Avalon direct into Southeast Asia. So that's a very important opportunity. And also then you've got the services industry. Both Asia is looking to Australia for services, both in professional services and education, and there's opportunity to export.
Now, Paul, we know that you're a keen surfer. We know that you're the president of Surfing Victoria. What's the opportunities here to bring surfing tourism into Geelong and the Great Ocean Road on the back of this announcement of international tourists flying into Avalon?
So one of the really important stats to note is that the Surf Coast Shire, their biggest economic driver is surfing. And so this opens up a whole new market of people in Southeast Asia, typically on holidays or backpacking, want to come and trial Australia and surfing. They can now land in Avalon and have at the gateway of some of the best surf breaks in the world.
Our keynote speaker this morning was, of course, Justin Giddings, the CEO of Avalon Airport. Justin, thank you for joining us. I know that there's a lot of hard work that's gone into this deal being done, and certainly a lot of fierce negotiations, I have no doubt. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're most excited to share with the people of Geelong about what this is really going to mean for our region?
Oh, look, I think no doubt the most exciting thing is just seeing all these international tourists being able to come directly into the airport, seeing so many more jobs created, you know, all the customs, the quarantine people, the policing, you know, there's going to be about 100 jobs, I think. But getting those people to feed off into Geelong and working with people like the City of Greater Geelong, Brett Ince and the Mayor, to try and really get those people engaged in the community, to try and get investment in the community, you know, foreign investment. We've already had a hotelier want to come and build a hotel at Avalon on the back of this announcement. So I just think it's huge. There's freight as well. You know, freight's really exciting for smaller producers to be able to actually export into Asia and have a little niche market in there. I just think that's wonderful as well. So the whole thing is extremely exciting. I can't wait till it's actually happening because there's a lot of work to do before then.
You talked this morning, Justin, about the value proposition that Air Asia offers by coming in and flying internationally from Avalon Airport. Can you explain a little bit about what that value proposition really means? And, you know, when we talk about a game changer, there's a couple of them in there.
Yeah, look, you know, they're talking about really low cost fares into Asia. They haven't actually announced how much they are, but I heard Tony Fernandez at the launch talk about $150 at standard fare into KL, which is so cheap. You know, the other day I caught a taxi from the MCG to my home in Lara. It was $150. So, you know, it is just going to be a really good opportunity for families in this region to be able to experience, you know, Asian hospitality and some of the culture over there for a really low cost. And but really, more importantly for the region, is about bringing everyone in from Asia through KL and into this area.
And the ability, Justin, to have export prices in around that $1 to $2 a kilo, that's going to create some really interesting opportunities for local producers, particularly our small volume local producers. So it'd be exciting to see what happens in that space. But what I was really interested to hear from you is about the reaction that Lindsay Fox had when you told him that this deal had been done. Now, I know that this has been a long-held dream of Lindsay's, that he bought the airport with a vision of Avalon becoming the export market, the food bowl of Victoria, and into Southeast Asia. But if you could tell us just how excited Lindsay was about getting this deal done.
Oh, look, Lindsay's obviously really excited. He knows Tony Fernandez already, so they're good friends. And look, they're really, really excited. They just want to see it delivered now because they're business people. But yeah, it's a huge opportunity, especially for freight for him. That's been his vision for a long time to have it, and he's going to see that through.
Well, thank you for joining us again at Geelong Business News, and we'll be here throughout the year at the Geelong Business Network Breakfast, bringing you the big ideas and the big advancements that are happening in our region.